Hey guys, Elena here, coming to you from the camper on our awesome brown couch slash futon kid play area. And I want to talk to you today about how we homeschool in a camper. So I'm going to break down for you really why we're homeschooling right now in our situation. I'm going to tell you about the logistics of how we do that in a camper, our daily schedule, the curriculum we use, and some of the extracurricular activities we throw in as well. So let's get started. All right, number one, why do we homeschool? Well, our oldest child was going to start kindergarten last fall, and for whatever reason, we just felt really compelled that at that time, homeschooling was the best for our family. I was teaching from home a lot. I was teaching piano in the afternoons. My husband was working, but we still had two younger ones, so I was still going to be home. So we just really felt that that's what we were supposed to do. And we did, and it ended up being really good because then we had COVID happen spring of 2020. So that situation worked out great because she would have been kicked back doing home on the computer, school on the computer anyway. So anyway, we decided to continue again the next fall, mostly because of the COVID situation and because homeschooling was working really great for us and our family at the time. So we continued to homeschool. Well, during that fall, that's when we decided we were taking a new job. We were moving from Texas to Tennessee. So again, homeschooling just fit perfectly into that whole scenario because we didn't have to worry about transferring schools or anything like that. We could just go at our own schedule and work through that. Now, through that situation, we decided that we were going to want to build a house, buy land, build a house, and because of that, live in a camper for a while. And we have more videos on that you can check out about our land, our building process, the camper, all those things we have more videos on. Okay, number two, logistics. Of course, RV camper living, I'm sure you can guess, everything is a little bit fluid, but I am a very kind of structured, scheduled type person. So I would say we tend to lead with structure and having a regular schedule, which I'll talk about in a minute. But then you have to have a little bit of flexibility with that. As far as with where we live in Tennessee, so we have to go by their state guidelines for homeschooling, which isn't crazy strict, but it's stricter than Texas, which has basically hardly any restrictions for homeschooling. So I won't go into all the details of that, but basically I will tell you that we went with an umbrella, which they have here in the state of Tennessee. We did one called Home Life Academy, and it really helps us with the grading, the scheduling as far as saying how many days we homeschooled, all of that you do have to report to the state. I report to the umbrella, and then the umbrella is kind of a go-between. All right, three, so kind of what our daily schedule looks like. We are a little bit of morning people, and we all tend to like to get things done and get going with our day, especially now that we're getting into warmer weather. It's a little cooler in the mornings here, so we stay in, get our schoolwork done, and then we can be free to do whatever in the afternoon. So we'll get up, do breakfast. They might have a little bit of free time, playtime, and then we get started with school between that 8 and 9 o'clock hour. Now, we have a 7-year-old doing first grade work, a 4-year-old that's doing preschool work, not every day, but most days. She'll do some work. And then we have a 1-year-old running around in here. So a lot of our actual schedule of when we do what is really based off that 1-year-old, as you can imagine. So she's up and running around and really rambunctious. I might have our first grader do more seat work that she can do on her own. Things like her handwriting, some basic workbooks, some of her math stuff she can do on her own with just a little help. If it's something that I'm a little more involved in and we do together, I wait until the baby takes her late morning nap, and then that's the time that we really get into the nitty-gritty and try to get a lot done. And honestly, we're usually done around lunchtime. Occasionally, if we have a morning activity or something happens, we'll push some things to the afternoon, some writing or some reading that we'll do together. But for the most part, we try to be done by lunchtime. That way, we can be just free to do whatever we want in those beautiful afternoon hours. Okay, 4, our extracurricular activities. Everything isn't just seat work and all of that. I'm going to show you all of our curriculum in just a minute. But we did end up getting them in a gymnastics class, which has a daily class. So that way I can take them during more kind of homeschool hours and we don't have to use our evenings or weekends for it. And they both love that. We try to keep them in something like that. Our area, and I know a lot of these areas in Tennessee, have a lot of homeschoolers. There's a great homeschool community where we are at, so we've gotten plugged in to actual homeschool group and joined that. They do not have a co-op right now because of COVID. They've not been able to find a good space, but I think they're going to start one next fall. So we'll probably do something like that and do a 1 day a week co-op. But we've been able to do weekly meetups and just meet some new people and some friends, play dates, things like that. They organize field trips. So that's been great for doing some extracurricular. We're also in a great area here for just hikes and outdoor things, history, all kinds of stuff that we can do that's a little bit outside the textbook. Okay, so these are our boxes that we have. As you see, we kind of let them decorate as they wanted. These are from Walmart, but not in the kind of storage bin area. They're from the office area. So it has this great insert, which I love. And actually, I think I got the idea from these from a YouTube video of a mom showing her curriculum. This is our preschoolers box, so it's not quite as in-depth. And also we had a few more things in here, but we had a little hot chocolate spill. So there's a few flashcards and things that we don't have anymore. So up in this top part, we've got some flashcards. These are just from Target. And we've got some dry erase markers, pencils, glue, scissors. She doesn't need a ton right now, so not a whole lot there. Okay, recently I've gotten a few more of these Kumon books. I really like them. They've been a good thing that you can get them just on Amazon, so that helps too. It's really simple. And they're kind of different topics. So I got this one, just some mazes. So this is great just if I need her to sit down and do something for a few minutes that she can do on her own. As well as the cutting she's gotten pretty good at. We're actually a little over halfway through this, so I usually tear the page out and she practices her cutting, and that's helped her a lot. This is another Kumon. This is counting with stickers, which is, again, it's counting, basic early math, but the stickers kind of give it an extra fun way to do that. That's one of Sister's spelling words. I'm kind of cleaning these out as I go. I guess I should have done that before the video. Here's a writing book. It's dry erase. I actually got this at a used bookstore for maybe $1 or $2. You can see how she's been tracing in it. This is what we use the dry erase markers in. For preschool, I really just like to do dry erase. But I like how this one had upper and lower case and had the different things. It's very, very simple. So like I said, I got it cheap, but it's a great way just to sit down and practice 1 or 2 letters, practice holding some things, something she's been cutting. Let me show you this first two. This was from Walmart, I think. And I actually got this when my older one was doing pre-K stuff. And it, again, is a dry erase. You can tell it needs to be cleaned out. But it also has nice tracing practice that isn't just letters. So they have different pictures and things to trace. So it practices the shape. As well as it also has numbers. It has lowercase. So that's been fun too. She really enjoys that one. This I also found at a used bookstore. It's Brain Games Preschool, and this she really enjoys. You can see there I got it $3 at McKay's. And it's something fun we can do together, and I like how it is a little bit random. So here's an example of a page. Point to the part of the face that you use to smell. Which ball is the big one? Find all the things that start with the letter L. And then it'll have counting things. How many yellow dogs are there? So it's a good combination of lots of different subjects, logic, understanding, and she enjoys that. So at her age, it's good to just do things that mix it up. This is one we finished. It's just one we got at a used bookstore. We've already gone through it. It wasn't, I didn't care for it a whole lot, but again, I just got it cheap and it gave her some stuff to do. The thing I didn't like about this one was that it had some things that were extremely simple and then some things that were too hard. So I didn't think it was aged very well. What's up?
I filled out 2 bees.
All right, good job. Good job. Okay, these are 2 books. I still have them in our box, but we actually finished these. I got these at the beginning of the school book. Okay, these are actually some that I finished. I got them at the beginning of the school year. They're Scholastic Pre-K. I got them at a teacher store back when we were in Texas. So we had alphabet activities. It went through each letter. So that was okay. The tracing was kind of hard because it didn't have a lot of tracing. It was kind of trace once and then write. So we did more in our writing book for that. But some of the activities were fun. Numbers and concepts. So it did a lot of good things with shapes. There was lots of coloring in these books. So if you have someone who likes coloring, this would be good. So lots of color by number. It was a fun little book. She enjoyed it. And again, it was good to kind of focus on different concepts. Okay, this box has a lot more going on. A lot heavier. Things that she has finished or that she has not done yet, I keep in a separate box. I have my own box like this that I keep just office supplies, school supplies, stamps and pens and all kinds of things, and some of her school things that maybe she's done with or we aren't ready for just yet. So exact same box. We have a few other things in here. We've got, I did this before we moved, so this is a laminated number line. These 4 flashcards are looking a little rough, but these are also from Target actually. And so I have subtraction and addition, and you can pull it to reveal the answer, or on this one it ripped, so she just pulls it up. So these are fun. We've done these and seen how many she can do in a certain amount of time. Someone gave us these. These are fun, silly sentence cards. I think these are also from Target. Just telling time cards. So those are great if we need to break up the seat work. So all the other office things you'd expect. We've got some measuring things. We have coin cards. All those types of things. Okay, so I've already talked about our schedule overall in the day. When we actually start our schoolwork, when I was homeschooled, I remember my mom used to actually put a schedule on the board of all the different subjects, just like you would in a school classroom. And that way you know what you have going for the day, you know where you're kind of at. So I do that for her. Instead of doing a board, we just have little sticky notes. And at the first of the day, I'll write down the things we do. We kind of follow a general order. We tend to do writing first, spelling words, and then we move on to more ELA and math and things like that. We almost always get started with some reading, devotional time, and then move into writing, which she can do on her own. I'll pull this out because this isn't always in the box. This is something I got for her over a year ago, and it is by Phil Vischer, Veggie Tales Growing with God, 365 Daily Devos for Girls. I found this on Amazon just searching for more of a big girl. Not necessarily a Bible yet, but something in between. The storybook Bibles and the real Bibles, and this has been really good. We really enjoyed it. They're just short little daily things. It has a verse, topic, thought of the day, a prayer for every day, and now that she's reading better, she can read this herself. It's very topical, quick subject, and it's usually a good discussion for us as well. We have these little memory verse cards we use as a bookmark, and we'll go through those. Maybe 1 week or 2 weeks we'll do one of those, and she can color it, and we read through it and talk about it as well. So we usually start with this, especially now that she's reading good, she'll read that, and we'll get into here. Okay. She is into some very simple chapter books. Someone gave us some of these. Again, we don't have tons and tons of books in here. We also, she was given a Kindle, one of the small reader Kindles for Christmas, so she likes to read that. Okay, writings with phonics. We did the writing book for kindergarten with her through Rebecca, and I liked it pretty well. So this is the writing with phonics cursive edition from Rebecca. We did the kindergarten writing with Rebecca, and I liked it pretty well. You can't really see a lot that she's done because we rip out the pages. It's just a lot easier. This is just spelling words for grade 1. I have a couple other pages. We're on week 12 right now on this one. So she writes the words every day, and then we do a quiz on Friday. Alright, this is an Amazon I got, just looking for something else. I noticed we were really working on reading comprehension of her really understanding and being able to retell what she read. These are good little reading comprehension activities. It's a new one on every page. And they're very different. So one might be more math-based, one of them is science-based, but it will just have a paragraph for her to read and then give instructions of something to do. Circle this, or answer this, or color this. How did the person feel? And the thing I do like about this too is it's already kind of including some grammar concepts and teaching about what a story is, what are characters in a story, what's the plot of a story. Something I've had to consider a lot is how much is involved in certain curriculums as far as your space. Art projects, science projects, I love those things, but I just have to be careful about how much, especially, sometimes in early history, they're all about making the books and hanging things on the wall. And as you can see, that's just not practical for us right now. So I wanted to integrate some more science and history. Just reading more has helped a lot with that. We've used her Kindle to read about different things. Again, using the computer, watching videos on, we have a YouTube Kids account for her. So watching videos if we're talking about a certain topic, looking at Google Earth. We've done that a lot with geography, and that really brings it alive for her. And she loves doing things on the computer. As far as giving me kind of more of an outline, I could do science and history without that. But just to kind of keep me on track with something, I tried these little life packs. They are with Alpha and Omega publications. It's okay. It's nothing spectacular. What I did like was that they had online all of their units listed, and they told the subjects in each one. So I just picked out 3 that I wanted to do with her. For example, this is actually a 2nd grade book. So sometimes it's a little confusing because they'll mention, oh, you learned about this before, but so I like this one. It was talking a lot about early history, which I wanted to do with her. Talks about the discovery of America. Right now we're in a topic area about Native Americans, which is fitting well with the geography we've been talking about. And we're also living right where basically the Trail of Tears started. So we're right along that area. So I think we're going to go this week to do kind of a field trip about that and learn some more about the Trail of Tears and Native Americans in our area. So that kind of fits with our area, and it's something we can go do and see. Okay, this is a math book someone gave us. This is from BJU Press. I've liked it pretty well. When we first started, we skipped a lot of it because it was a lot of stuff that was just way too easy for her. So we skipped like the first chapter or 2 and got into it. We are pretty far along. We've been kind of trying to slow down and do some more other things because we're going to be finishing it soon. But we do like a front and back page most of the time. Okay, sometimes we'll switch and do something else. So it has, one of the things I like about it is that the chapters are by topic. And last year in kindergarten we did Abeka math, and I didn't care for how it was very random. So I like that for review, which sometimes these books will do. So for example, you might have a certain topic and then they'll just do a review on something different. So that is nice. But again, I like how it's topical, especially when we first started, because some of the topics she had really, really good, and some of them needed to be introduced. So that is our math. The other thing we do for math a lot, I already showed you the flashcards, is Khan Academy for kids, and we've done that ever since we started. We really like that, and she loves it, so it's a good switch off. So some days we'll do the workbook, other days I'll pick out some things there, and that's really good for if you are struggling in areas. They have videos that explain things. And also just if you want to hit some different areas. So if I'm in a subject here that's heavy in one area, I might switch the next day and do some different topics on Khan Academy. Okay, these are just some more supplements. Here's a science DK workbooks. I got this on Amazon. And it's very, very simple, very basic, covers a lot of the basic topics for this age. But again, it gives me a framework that we can go and do some outside research or experiments, measuring temperature. So we bought a thermometer for our window, measuring length and height. So we got her a tape measure and started measuring things everywhere and writing it down. So it's given us some framework. And again, a lot of times that we'll go and look up YouTube kid videos. Same company, DK Workbooks. This is the geography, which she's really enjoyed doing geography. We've had fun with that. And again, Google Earth has been a good supplement for that as well. So learning a lot about maps, living in different areas. We've been working on memorizing the continents and the oceans. So that's been another good supplement. Okay, this is also a Becca, so this kind of goes with her writing book, Language 1. We used a Becca for her phonics in kindergarten, and I really love her phonics program. This one I've also slowed down on because we're really close to the end, and it's doing a lot of writing. So I feel like we're a little further ahead in this than in our writing book, because it's starting to have her write it's starting to have her write really sentences and stories, which we haven't even gotten to in her writing book. So I'm slowing down a little bit on that because it was getting a little overwhelming, and we're doing more of the reading comprehension and less of this. But it's been good because it's been talking about more grammar type things. That is your overview of how we are homeschooling in a camper with 3 little kids. The baby woke up, so I gotta hurry up and wrap this up. We want to give our kids as much stability and structure as we can. We acknowledge that this is kind of a season in our life while we build our home and transition to a new state and figure out what that looks like for us. So we know we're not perfect in any means, in any area, but we want to do the best that we can. And so suggestions are always accepted, but again, like I said, we know that we're not perfect. This isn't me telling you how to do it, but maybe we'll give someone advice or maybe some hope for how they can do this, some tips. I've learned a lot on YouTube's videos of this. So anyway, I hope that this helps you. Hope you enjoy it, and we'll catch you next time.